Welcome to Patches 53 on the road, and today we're in beautiful Langley and Washington State, drinking some Washington wine and Django Fest 2010 with 10 years anniversary of the festival, and on top of that you got the 100-year anniversary of Django Reinhardt's birth. And today I'm drinking some wine, Holcim with Pinot Blanc with Doug Martin.
Cheers.
Thanks for sitting down with me. And
my pleasure.
Yeah. So you play. You had a big day, huh? 2 gigs in one day on the main stage.
Yeah, we got there in the morning from the Midwest. Had 2 sound checks, 2 gigs, a few lessons. It was a long day.
Yeah, it was a good show. So you play with John Jorgensen for.
John Jorgensen Quintet when I'm on the road, and then I have my own quartet that's based in San Francisco, where I live.
Okay.
So when I'm at home, I play with my guys, and on the road, half the month, just about every month, I'm with John Jorgensen.
Wow. And it's called Avatar, is that it?
Avatar Ensemble. Sometimes it's just Doug Martin Quartet, depending on the situation. The name changes at times, but it's generally the same 4 guys. Jason Vanderford and Joe Kyle and Mike Zisman.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about how did you get involved how did you fall in love with gypsy jazz and Django and so forth?
Well, about 10 or 12 years ago. For years, when I was younger, I worked in a music store, and the first time I saw, we had a VHS tape there of the documentary Django Legacy.
Oh yeah.
You know, the famous documentary. I saw that, and I learned about Django and his background, his influence, and saw all the contemporary players, and it just really blew my mind. And I would have liked to have started playing it back then, but there was no one around at the time, at least that I knew of, that was playing it. So I just, preferred to listen to it, and I would play it what I could on my own. But I was playing straight ahead jazz at the time, and I never really got into playing much gypsy jazz. And then in early 2000s, I saw the Borelli Lagreen Gypsy Project, of course, when they came to the Bay Area, and I saw them at Yoshi's, and that pretty much changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I really wanted to play the music even more. Again, I didn't know anyone else playing it, and there weren't a lot of resources at the time. And just about 4 years ago, when I was doing some work with Saga Musical Instruments, and I met John Jorgensen for the first time then, actually, and met Lulo Reinhardt, and was around more players that were doing it, I thought, okay, here's my chance finally to start playing with some people, and it kind of took off from there.
Wow. So Doug, a question I had was, these days we can find Art Club of Tokyo, Art Club of, so you did some, you visit China, you play there for quite some time? Or?
Well, actually, I did some of my schooling in China. I have a degree in Chinese language, and I was also doing some work out there for Saga Musical Instruments before. And it's kind of been an interesting route, because I started playing this music in the States, and then when I was working and living in China, I had a trio or quartet out there with some other American and French musicians, so I would play in Shanghai a lot. And at the same time, for those couple of years, I was touring with Lulo Reinhardt, who's based in Germany, so I would be working for an American company in China, playing in Europe, and playing gypsy music as an American in China. So.
Wow,
it's kind of an interesting route, and eventually that brought me back to the States as well. So.
Yeah. And you met some friend of mine there on top of that.
Yeah, good friends.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's a small world.
It was a bit like those stories you hear about people inside of friend walking and they can hear Django, It was a bit the same for him. He was like, he didn't hear the music for like 10 years or something, and he's like, whoa, what's this?
Yeah, they came to my show at a Belgian beer bar in Shanghai, hearing gypsy music played by an American. So.
Yeah. Wow. So when I say the word Django, like what do you think? What's that person for you?
Genius.
Yeah.
And he, as far as I'm concerned, he influenced every guitar player that we hear today, whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
He influenced guitar players of every style, and it's funny. I hear his influence. And it mentioned his name from guitar players from country to heavy metal, even to, of course, all sorts of jazz. So, no one can deny that. He's pretty much the quintessential guitar soloist.
Yeah. And which guitar do you play? Oh, yeah.
Today I'm playing an AJL 503 Model XO from Finland.
Yeah.
So it looks old, but it's pretty new. It's about a year and a half old, but it looks old.
You need a new patch or something.
Yeah, it's got a few miles on it. So.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, thanks for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
And last question.
Sure.
What about this festival? What do you think of this beautiful place
This
here?
is a fantastic festival, and it's Nick Lair's been doing it for 10 years now, and you know, where else can you go, at least on the West Coast in the US, and be around people that are playing this style and seeing the guys from Europe, and there's a sense of community, and everybody comes together, and it's a great atmosphere on this beautiful island, and it's fantastic. I look forward to it every year.
Yeah. Thanks again, Doug.
My pleasure.
And
thank you.
Like I always say, keep drinking some good wine, even white.
That's right.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, not
what do you
bad.
think? Pinot Blanc.
Fantastic.
It's a varietal we don't drink often, but keep drinking good wine, good gypsy jazz with good friends.